Just realize that the kind of motivation people need at home will come from this gentleman right here. We are joined by high-performance coach Boluwatife David. Now, he's going to be discussing a very interesting topic. It's titled, How to Convert Potential to Performance. Yes, it's not just about the alliteration there, the two P's. No, there is a lot more to this topic, and I have a feeling people are going to learn a lot today. Get your pens ready, get your paper ready. Potential and performance. Please give us, well, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And you just give us a little breakdown on the differences between potential and performance.
Okay, thank you so much for having me on the show this morning. I'm super excited to be here. And good morning to everybody watching us this morning. Okay, jumping straight into the topic. The difference between potential and performance, I like to put it this way, that potential is energy at rest.
Okay.
And performance is energy at work.
Okay.
Potential is the capacity you have to get something done.
Okay.
Performance is the actual act of doing it.
Okay.
So when you leverage the potential that you have, you get something done. Take, for instance, we both have the potential to speak, right now.
Of course.
We are speaking because we are converting that potential into performance. So at every given time, you know, we have the choice of whether we want to convert our potential to performance or we just want the potential to be at rest. Now, at the point where potential is at rest, nobody is really acknowledged for anything. Nobody can really move forward. It's like you have a car. No matter how big the engine of the car is, as long as a driver doesn't get in and start it and actually rev it and drive it, that car will remain in one spot. Now, there are a lot of people in this world that are like the Ferraris. They have great potential, but because nobody has really gotten into them to start them and get them moving, they just remain there, standing as decorations instead of actually getting something done and getting accolades for the things that they do.
Okay, so how can we apply this to everyday life? You know, the average man, you know, he's been given maybe a few tools, maybe from secondary school or through tertiary education. He's been given some tools that give him certain potentials, right? How does he convert that to actual performance?
Okay, so for me, for anybody to convert their potential to performance, there are a number of things that we need to understand, right? And I actually put those things in three things. Okay. And it's actually an acronym so that people can easily remember it, right? Because some of these things, when you just put it that way, it's easier for people to remember. And I put the acronym as ACT. A-C-T. A-C-T. The first thing everybody needs to understand in this life is the consciousness of the fact that they have potential. Now, one of the things I say to people is that, you know, when you get to that point and you say, you know, I don't know what to do again, I don't know what to do again, I don't know what to do again, I always tell people that it's one of two things. It's either you've maxed out on the knowledge you have at the time, or you've maxed out on the willpower to look for more knowledge. It is not because there are no more options out there for you to leverage. It's not because you have maxed out on your potential. Most times it's just because you have maxed out on the willpower. Now, but people misinterpret maxing out on willpower and knowledge to maxing out on potential. So people will then give up and say, you know what, I'm done, I don't know what to do again. At that point, it is not the failure of potential, it is the failure of the willpower to go out and look for the answers, right?
So ACT, you said.
Yes, ACT.
A-C-T,
yes, A-C-T. So the first word in that is A, which stands for acknowledge that you have potential. Let me give you a practical example. So 2 weeks ago, I was in last week Thursday, I was in a particular class training a group of salesperson for a particular company. And, you know, this man came to me to say, you know, Boluwatife, all the things that you're teaching us, they are really great. But you know what? There's this client I've been trying to get since forever. And it's almost like I've maxed out on all that I can do. I don't think there's any way way I can get this client again. So I asked him, tell me what you have done so far. So he said 1, 2, 3, 4 things. I said, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? And the moment I said this, oh wow, wow. It's almost like light bulb just came up in his mind. Now, why he did not see all of those options before was because at some point he stopped acknowledging that he's still gotten the potential to close the account. So every time we fail to acknowledge our potential, we stop performance. Performance stops when potential is no longer acknowledged. That is why it is important that we keep acknowledging that we have the potential.
Okay, so we still have 2 letters to go.
Yes, please.
C stands for what?
Clarify the things you want to achieve. So for me, in this particular case, now this guy knows what he wants to achieve, so it's clear to him. It was the fact that he stopped acknowledging his potential. So the first thing is to acknowledge that you have potential. The second thing is to clarify exactly what you want to achieve. A lot of people out there, you know, they trivialize goal setting, they trivialize all of these things. I've been setting goals forever and nothing seemed to happen. The reason is, for me, I think a lot of people don't even understand the concept of, you know, how to set goals and all of those things. And clarification in itself, you know, comes back to knowing exactly what and how. So when we are clarifying, there are 2 things you need to clarify. What exactly do you want to achieve? Then how do you want to achieve it? Let me give you a very practical example. So I am here this morning. I know exactly what I want to communicate. Now, the how is in me putting it into the acronym of ACT. I can go through many hows. Example, let me go back to the Ferrari car that I used initially. So you have that Ferrari car, it can drive at, say, 200 kilometers per hour, right? But at the same time, you are driving on a foggy road where you cannot see clearly. There's only so much you can do with that car except you want to have an accident. So clarification says that you are removing all the clogs from your face and you know the exact how. Now, how then is, how do I maneuver this car to get the best out of it? How do I maneuver the resources at my disposal? See, there are a lot of people that all that they need is already around them in terms of people, in terms of money, in terms of connection and all of those things. But they don't know how to leverage those people because they don't understand the how. You know, it's almost like when they say that.
At this point, I'm so interested in the T. Just mention what the T is because you only have a few seconds to go.
Oh, okay, okay. T in itself stands for tracing your motivation. And I like to explain it from 2 angles quickly. Now, for me...
go, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have to go, I'm afraid. But honestly, I would love for you to break it down in a quick 30 seconds.
Okay, so let's assume that you get out in the morning and a dog starts to chase you. You are going to run faster probably than Usain Bolt. Now, before that time, I'm sure you did not know that you have the potential to run. What came upon you that time is a motivation. You need to get away from something and you have to run really fast and really quickly. Now, for us as individuals, we need to be able to trace what our motivations are. What is your why? Why do you need to get out in the morning? Why do you need to perform at work? Why do you need to solve that problem? Why do you need to deliver? Is it that your kids' school fees is dependent on it? And all of those things.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, identify your motivation, let it drive you, and then go ahead and make magic happen.
Thank you so much for breaking it down. ACT, we're going to be putting it on social media as soon as we can so that you can ask your questions and Coach will enter there and answer them for you as well. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Let's take a quick break and be back with more.